Hello, Fighter Night Warriors. I just closed my last page. How perfect that was. The last page of my notebook with my journal that I just have my daily notebook. I've always been a writer my whole life. Started when I was 5, and when I was 5, that's also when I saw the Los Angeles skyline and then knew that that is where I'm gonna go. I didn't know more, but that was kind of this little seed that planted in my life. And when I started writing at 5 at home, I started before I got to school. I started on the bottom of the page and then went upwards. How didn't plan my life that way. And then I'm thinking about the moment when I was a little older. My mother's friend, she asked me, Pauline, do you think you're gonna be, how tall do you think you're gonna be? And I remember, I just knew I was never gonna have the model height, because that is what I grew up with, that every girl should want to be a supermodel. And during that time, then in the 80s and the 90s, there was a lot of those supermodels from Sweden and Scandinavia. They were always tall and blonde and so on. So my mom's friend, she asked me, Pauline, how tall do you think you're going to be? And I knew I wasn't going to be tall. And I remember the feeling of, I'm not going to have what it takes. Like, you know, that I knew that I'm not going to be able to be a fit photo model, supermodel, a photo model. So it was like laughable, because I grew up without even thinking about looks and stuff, as in that wasn't something we focused on. It was about art and music, and pretty much that was what you were, well, I was encouraged, because my mom was a musician, my dad was an artist, and so I come from that free-spirited kind of a life in Sweden. So, but that pretty much just put it together, that I wanted to tell you that what people expect, what they say and they want you to do, it's very easy to kind of do what people tell you you're good at, or what they think they have a plan for. And people don't know. That's the thing. And if you don't listen to your own heart and you don't know, you can easily live your life for doing things that are mandatory or supposed to be, well, this I'm supposed to do because I'm told this is what you do to be happy. So how I see it is that a lot of people have never even thought about, do I have to do what the world tells me I have to do? That was why I had these panic attacks when I met Pavel, because I was out of school and I was gonna go to university, and I didn't understand why did I have to have a job to pay for my life? I didn't come here to, I didn't ask to come. So I had that naivety, but also true, right? Like, why would I want to spend my life like I'm here to work labor work? Why am I not here to do what I want to do? So that's how it started, the whole quest. For I'm gonna live my life the way I want, and that's it. Gonna be like Pippi Longstocking. I'm not gonna do this family and kids. Like, I had that aversion since I was a kid. So fast forward to today, when soon we're gonna start with my FD8, the first chapter of 2024. And the reason why it's important for me that you understand what I'm about, because I've been working hard to build up the community, the functions, everything in it the way I want it. And it's not easy to do this in comparison to all the other people in the industry who just keep on playing the same broken game. Let's go on a diet, let's train, and then everyone fades away unless there's a few dedicated ones, and they might not even be happy. But they will be disciplined, so they will be able to, let's grind it out, let's go hard again, it's time to enjoy and embrace the suck, whatever. And I've been trained into having that mentality too, that it's mind over matter, and it doesn't have to feel good because it's all about getting results and that's it. That's not my life anymore, because I learned that I don't have to have that mentality to motivate myself to get what I want to do anyway. I don't have to motivate myself with a negative way to get the work done for myself. And that, I must say, my friends, is a huge epiphany, because I am one of those super dedicated, disciplined people for something I want more than anything else. What I don't want, I'm lazy. Trust me, I don't do anything I don't want to do unless I really see a reason. Which means I'm not going to coach you to keep on doing things in fitness life or health-wise for whatever reason. And why are you going to do it? Why are you going to do mandatory stuff that you don't have to do? Because here's the thing, I'm an out-of-the-box thinker. I'm always trying to smarten out my life, as in I only do what I see has a purpose, a function that makes me happy. That includes my power walks, my stretching, my training sometimes isn't that easy. When the thumbs are too much in pain, it's not going to be as easy. But I'm not doing it for the easiness. I mean it for the reward. And that is then what I want to have all you clients. You gotta wake up and listen to this message. I don't do this the way other people do in the challenges in the industry. I don't want to keep on doing the same, come train with me, I'm gonna motivate you, here you're gonna be in the best shape ever, and then here you go, another award, get some prize money, it's gonna motivate you, blah, blah, blah. Because I noticed what happened with all those people signing up and investing, just disappointing themselves, and then without the support to show that, when you put up expectations and nobody tells you there's deeper information, and it's just to sell you a story that you think you can do this now and it's not going to take much pressure at all, and just do it, right? Well, I don't want to lie to people, and that is what you have to do if you're going to keep on that. Because here's the thing, my clients return. I build long-term investments with relationships. I love to have people who know me, who's been around for 10 years, because it's not the sign of not being, I get it. It's not the fact that you don't understand how to train. But if you're into fitness, or you want to be, and you don't have the club where you belong, guess what? You just don't have a community. You don't have anyone else in your life. I had to kind of, jump around the cars here. They don't know about the pedestrians. So then you're alone, and alone isn't where you're strong in the department where you don't have experience. And I'm calling for better leadership in general about coaches, and how it's like nobody thinks about the continuation after you plant all these obsessive rules and guidelines and things. What doesn't matter, what matters, all the things that make people fearful about eating and training and scale and body. Why isn't there more that you have to kind of tell your people this, instead of just say, hey, sign up and get $5,000? Like, no, don't keep on motivating human beings the way it's not going to be sustainably encouraging, producing happy lives. And that is then again my whole my key focus you need to know about me. That I'm one of those people who refuse to do what I don't think has a purpose or makes me happy. And that also means I'm a coach to teach you the same way, because I'm not gonna teach you how to live your life unhappily, doing things that you don't have to do. Just because I'm a fitness person, I might not always say that, go for a walk every day until you die, it's gonna make you happy. Because it's all about how you look, right? So I'm not into that. And the whys in your, the whys of why you do this will keep on changing, and they have to. Because if you only in it for looks or results in aesthetics, you're gonna be bored. Because what are you going to do that day when let's say, your expectations or looks are not ever going to be up to 100%. And if you don't learn how to change your mindset so it feels like you have more than 100%, you're always going to be unsatisfied. And that comes down to you have a choice. Because each one of us can decide and must decide how we see our lives, what we do with our lives, and our perception of it. And you choose. You choose every day and every thought, because there's no difference between what I thought in Sweden, how I want to be here, and I kept on having my focus, versus you focusing on your goals. But I know also in life and living that it's not the same now as when I was younger. Not in body, not in goals, but also I have more in life I like to do. I think about everyone else who has family and career. It's easy to believe that you have to hold on to the same volume of training and eating so extremely dedicated every day, when it's not at all about that. It's more about understanding what matters, the key components. And when you understand that, well, you can let go of the rest. And that's the thing, because you're gonna invest time with me. That means you're never gonna get it back. That means I want to reduce the continuous repetitive learning of lessons you never stick. Typically human nature, that you are not gonna learn. And look at how many times you try to stay on a diet and it's not working. I'm saying that I know this. We all know this now. So we have to learn the way to live. And the way to live in fitness and fat loss and healthy eating, you have to think like this. If you don't care about nutrition and exercise and taking care, you're not going to do what you need to do for yourself. So simply that is the reason to have any little amount of interest to invest in yourself. It's like being your own doctor, your own manager. But beyond that, there is nothing that you need to do in mandatory training. Why do you have to train the way you've been training before? And when I ask my clients, are you really sure you want to train for hours every day until forever? And then of course after some time, it comes out like no. But we've been trained so much into thinking that is what you have to expect, so you have to be willing to do it. But then here comes reality, that you might want to spend time over and over, but then your other life comes over and you realize then that you don't have all those hours anymore, and bingo, me neither. That's why many times the reason why I cannot just sit and explain to everyone is that my life continues and keeps up going too, which means I don't have all these hours to talk to, explain philosophy with everyone. And that's another thing. You don't want to spend time on reflection on philosophy about how to do, what to do, when to do it, how long to do it, for what to do it, because it's just exhausting. You do not need to think so much. You gotta think less and more precise, because all this overanalyzing doesn't give you any insight at all about what are you doing this for, So for me, this challenge is more about the whole life is a challenge. And my community, well, that is because I need to have a pond for my eaglets and the ducks and the eagles, Like otherwise I'm just one and I cannot mass coach, at your door. And in order to keep me cheap, that's why I need a lot of people around, so you don't have to pay up. Because I don't think there's a reason. You see, you don't need to pay up that much if you have the understanding of what I do and how. So in my community, it's almost like this. Instead of thinking I do a challenge to lose fat and get healthy, typically why you do it. With me, it's going to be an investment into the special crowd. There's this crowd for every little thing. I mean, I'm sure you know the snail farmers club and the croquet or whatever, the knitting club, the green wall paintings community club. I mean, the classic traditional car club. See, I used to sing in choir. That was something I could have done now instead, or go horse riding. So I mean, all those things in life, You need a body that has health and functional, so you can sit on a horse or can travel, can walk up the stairs, to see all the amazing wonders of the world. If you're gonna travel, you need to have mobility, which means you can't just take your body and pick it up and then go, right? And that is another reason for me that I want to be healthy, happy, and feel great when I train, and train to the level my body can adapt, because I don't want to live in pain all the time. And I don't want to train so hard so I lose my way of having my mobility that I can move around. And that is what the level we do, because the bodybuilding life training is really heavy and hard. And there's a chapter for that. And it doesn't have to be every chapter of your life, and I don't want to have it anymore, because my body doesn't feel good from it. It can't handle it. But it doesn't mean it can't handle, what do you say? It's not the same as results. So you have to decipher. There's a difference between working for results and working for what makes you feel great and happy. And in my life, happiness is so important that is what I have to teach you. Same as mindset. Like every day, if you want to get somewhere, you have to really understand how important it is to start your day with the right positive mindset, and then do all you can to not allow yourself to drop. Because if you keep on having those waves in emotional swings downwards into depressive states, that is what your average is going to be. You're not going to believe that you can do it, because you keep on quitting on, I can't do it, it's not going to work. So what happens? That negative energy takes over everything, and then that is what you become. Why people who keep on talking negatively, who never believe in themselves and give up all the time, they keep on being that, they never make anything happen, because the more you do that, the more you become it. It's no different than the more you focus on training and fitness and be that, the more you are what you talk about or think about, the more you're gonna be it. So that's why I'm here, because I love what I do, and I wanted to be here, and I didn't want anything else, and I focused. So that's why I'm here. What I'm really looking forward to teach you is the reward. It's the reward of when you learn to be on defeed and notice what happens with the satisfaction that comes when you have your reward, or you have your refeed, or when you have your planned indulgence with food that is just for the benefit of enjoying, and now you are overindulging on purpose because you're refeeding. And when you notice what happens, the whole revelation, like the epiphany of what happens to your body, it's so happy, and you feel like you never even knew you had to go on a diet. It's like day and night and over a day, and when you wake up after having eating and you realize that you can, and you're so happy and you're ecstatic that wow, what happened? I mean, that is to die for, and that is Friday Nirvana. When you realize that you can have it all. You don't have to choose between lean, you don't have to, or never eat. You can have it all. And then when you get that satisfaction, everything changes. You don't want to have the typical thing you always wanted before, because now you have seen on the other side. As in, how does it feel to be lean and not hangry? How does it feel to be lean and satisfied? How happy can you be when everything you thought could never be is now your regular day? That is bliss, that is happiness, that is to die for, that is to work hard to achieve that. Because between that happiness and self-actualization and you not getting anywhere is the practice. The practice of the moderation. And that is the whole thing everyone is so weak at, because nobody wants to strength train, right? So again, everyone wants to be like, I'm gonna go and be the world's best squatter, but I'm never gonna test. I'm never even gonna do a regular body squat, because I just hope to make it. And then nobody does. So if you wanna take charge of your mind, you have to start training it, which is exactly what I do in my community. In my community, it's more like a club. with an exclusive membership to people who love to kind of have a little tougher time in life. So we have the bodies, we have the minds. Because as much as people think that all simple and easy and having nothing that is pressure, no hard work, nothing to work for, that is the way to live, it's the opposite. If you have no desires and nothing that makes you want to get up in the morning and fight for yourself, I mean, you're like dead then. Passion, with all the pains included, because you can't just have passion, it's gonna cost all that you got. It's worth it, that's the thing. You guys who have like kids, you know, you say it's worth all the sacrifice. Exactly how I feel about this. So when you come to my community and I'm your coach and trainer, just know that the chapters, you can't just speed them forward. You can't just turn the page. You gotta go through and then realize that you have to stop dwelling and repeating and talking about the stories from the past that you never get out of, and they keep on repeating all the things you do all the time. You gotta just change. So with me, just focus on the now, learn, and then move over next. And then know you're gonna relearn again. And that's what you do. That's what we do. And that's what you do all life. There is no deadline but death. That's what I want you to know. In my community, there's just continuation. And I love having you because I'm not gonna get out of my fitness life in my life. I'm always gonna be here to keep it exciting, engaging. And since my body and my thoughts and my wants change, so does my routine and how I do it. But I know one thing, nobody wants to train for hours when I say, what if you don't have to and you're still gonna have the results? And what if you have even better results? Would you really? Nope, and that's what I'm wanting then. So please send me clients with lots of busy lives, lots of things to do, and don't have all the time to sit and calculate or want to ponder away about how to do everything. Who just want this, how to do it, keep it simple, move over, stop over-analyzing. So that's what I do. I simplify. So I want you to be happy, and it's not going to be when you want to complicate things. If it's already complicated, you can never make it last. It's not going to be better because we confuse you even more or make it even tougher. Again, choose freedom, choose out of love for this, and have patience, and you're going to love fitness life. Just have to know that there's a portion of it to have in life. You don't have to have a full elite level fitness life routine in order to look it. So here you go, you have the chance to learn how to really maximize your fitness life component. So everyone believes, ooh, you must be a full-time person. And here you go and say, no, I train for 10 to 20, 30 minutes a day. And I know my calorie budget and know how to eat, and I have my refeed. That's badass. So I love to give my clients kind of an ace up the sleeve that you know how to do this better, and you're not stuck in diet prison until you die. And you have a coach who empowers you, who know that I want you to have all the rebuttal to your friends so you can tell them exactly what you do, so they like shut up. Exactly. So that's why you're with me in my community. So I look forward to it. So defeed to refeed starts January 4. See you there in FD8. And remember, we have the 4-12-1 workout playlist in bonuses, and the meal plans are in the recipe app. So you have more than $220 in extra bonus for this admission, and I look forward to having you.